I get to share. I have known Joanne. Well, I've known Joanne, Dawn, since you and Terrace, I think, were in high school. So that gives a little bit of perspective.
Hmm.
And I've of course followed your career and Terrace's, and then to just put another little piece together, when Terrace, your sister, who's not able to join us live this afternoon, but when Terrace finished her probably one of her master's degrees, and she was doing some kind of an internship in California. She was working at the University of doing something University of California. And my parents, my mom was living right there overlooking the campus of University of California. And so your sister Terrace lived at my mom's house for, I don't remember for how long, weeks, months, or whatever it was during the internship. So we just have all kinds of many shared times together. So this is the this is the Ellis Moore side of the family. And before we move over to Heart for Gold, Don, would you just be willing to just tell a little bit of your story? Because you've been such a, I mean, you guys grew up with this wonderful heritage of your mom really focused on healthy living, being environmentally friendly, caring for the ingredients that you guys had as you were growing up. And obviously that was a part of the heritage that you have. But would you bring that together with your adult experience about how that played out? Because it's so impactful.
Well, as you mentioned, Carolyn, yeah, we were teenagers, my sister and I, when we were first introduced to Shackley, and I want to say I was in the 10th grade. I believe that's about right, pretty close anyway. Um, and I still remember my mom when she first got involved, and what she told us, my sister and I, about the company. And I remember being impressed with it from the very beginning, with especially back then. We're talking about what, 1979, 1980 time frame, I believe. And talking about health, and nutrition back then, right? And all those things. And I was like, okay, this is a good company. I think this is a good she's heading in the right direction with this company, and I'm glad that she got involved. And I mean, that was the first thing, but I also was very impressed with the cleaning products. I'm not a go around cleaning the house back then, especially. I mean, I guess I did, but the fact that the quality, I could tell the quality immediately. And so the beauty products, not so much, but well, for me, but the vitamins and the health products and the cleaning products, I thought, okay, this is really good stuff. And I remember our trip, and this is to speaking of the Bay Area, to San Francisco. We had a Shackley convention back then there, and mom qualified and took us out there. My sister and I, we had the best time ever. And I still remember that that event way back. And one of the things I remember is they separated out the kids, and the kids had this big special thing. And they said, "We got a surprise for you." Okay, what's a surprise? We get there for all the kids, right? And it's Donnie and Marie Osmond. I remember that. I'll never forget that. And it's like, okay, Donnie and Marie, and they talked to us for a while, and I think they sang. It was just a great time. My first time out there to the Bay Area back then, and just an awesome time. And I, grew up with it and loved the Shackley and Shackley products, obviously ever since then, and been using them ever since then. Uh, and so, um, kind of fast forward to more practical things, I guess. When I was, and I know I mentioned it to you, and I believe it to Amanda as well. One of the things I had when I came back from Desert Storm, my time in the Air Force active duty, and I'm still with the Air Force, but now as a civilian. And it was after Desert Storm, and I noticed this rash I was getting all over my arms and not feeling very well. And I couldn't figure out what it was. The doctors didn't know what it was. And so I was taking Shaklee at the time, but I do remember doubling, tripling, quadrupling up on my alfalfa. I do remember that. And probably some other things as well. But I definitely do remember the alfalfa, focusing on that, and probably had to be in no time. It just cleared up, and that was one of the things that I remember as one of the things that I took home is, okay, Shaklee products do work. And that from that experience, every time I get the opportunity to tell my coworkers, friends, etc., about the products, I just tell them, of course, it's the quality of the product is second to none. Um, I think back to my mom. She
Well,
had,
just 1 second. Can I just fill in a couple of things in there, Don? Because as
yes.
I recall, not only University of Miami, Air Force officer for a number of years. And as I recall the story, because after Desert Storm and the medical situation, that there was concern that you might have to actually get out of the Air Force because of disability or whatever from that. And I may not be saying this right, but that you were able to, in restoring your health, you were able to, all these things are probably non-compliant. I don't care. It's your story. Now, tell me if I've messed up the story a little bit.
No, we didn't know what it was, right? So they were starting to do tests and things like that, and didn't get very far because Shackley cleared it up. Alfalfa cleared it up. So yes, that could have gone that way, but I really wish I could remember the time period, but I know it had been within a couple of weeks, that once I started taking more of the alfalfa, because I was taking a little bit, but not nearly as much. And when I did that, it just immediately cleared up and never came back. It's not like it came back later or whatever. It never came back ever. So I'm really
Wow.
thankful.
So, well, thanks for sharing that. And then you were about to say something about your mom.
Yes, that she, just back to the quality of the product, and she was able to spend so much time, trying to building her business, and the fact that she was really obviously serious about the products, and it made an impression on me even as a younger, as a teenager, that obviously I continue with the products and have till this day. And she really uh, is an inspiration to me, and back to how she built the business. That was one of the parts, other than just the quality of product itself, but building the business and how well she did on that, and in that an opportunity to do well, and to be able to get these trips and qualify for these conventions and things like that, and go all over the world, is a great experience for her. Matter of fact, I'm envious of her, because she had one of her trips was to I believe it was to Australia and New Zealand, and I never been there, even though I flew in the Air Force. I never got a chance to get that far south down under. Um, but she's been all over the world, and Shackley has been a part of that, and done has done so much for her. So it's a huge part of her life.
Well, we are honored to be able to continue this wonderful partnership. What I should do is bring up the picture again, and then we get to introduce Amanda, because of the new partnership that we have with Heart for Gold. So, while I pull this up, can you still see this, Amanda?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, so this is the team. And Terrace is with us. She's in California and was unable to join us time-wise today. But so the left side is the Joanne Moore and Don and Terrace family. And so welcoming the introduction of the Heart for Gold family. So while we have the picture up, Amanda, you want to introduce the family and then I'll take it down. You can tell us a little bit about your story.
Sure, absolutely. So I am Amanda Polk, now Soboleski, my husband there, Eric, and then we have 5 kids, which Adelie is 7, Raylan is 5, Jax, our man in the middle, he's 3, and then twins are 9 months. That's right, I said twins. So
Not
there
too
is
busy.
never a dull moment in my health, and energy is always high. And mom and dad are constantly on top of our nutrition and routines in order to keep up with that energy.
For sure. So, Amanda, tell us a little bit about your story, and then we can talk about how we get to partner.
Absolutely. So I am an Olympic gold medalist from 2016 Rio in the women's 8 for rowing. I've had a journey 15 years from start to finish, ending up on the podium at the Olympic stage. And in doing so was just such a surreal moment, such a humbling moment. And I'm so grateful to have represented the US in that way. And Don, I'm so grateful for the way you represent us in the US today. So thank you so much for your service. But yes, and so after I decided to retire with Rio, I actually found Shackley in 2016 at the same time of the Olympics. And we got married after Rio. And then I found out 2 months later, 3 months later of being married, that I was pregnant with my first child. And believe it or not, this is kind of crazy, but I wasn't as nutritionally sound as I probably could have been training. So rowers are get the calories in primarily 4 to 6,000 a day just because of the training. And my husband was a big resource and helped me in that you don't just need calories, you need to make sure that you're consuming the correct calories, especially protein. So that was a big eye opener to me. And that's when I started actually 2015 to 2016, just started with additional protein shakes to help with my energy and recovery. And man, did they make a difference. He really, really helped me in that aspect with training alone. Now kind of as a mom, and I've gone through, 4 pregnancies. Someone said I cheated on the last one to get 5. And I thought that was pretty funny. But I will say that it was really important to me to learn more about what I was putting into my body so that not only affected me, but also now my child. And so I started on the prenatals, the Vitalizer Women. That was huge. Prenatal, postnatal. With the twins, I'm going to call it promoting myself, if you will, to the Life Strip that has the Vivix in it. I think it was a huge help to just how my pregnancies have gone. All of my kids were fully developed, even the twins weighing at 7 pounds each. I really contribute a lot of that to the regimen that we have with the Shackley products. And I'll share with you actually the really eye-opening experience with Shackley that I knew that I wanted to dive in deeper and get to know the company, become part of the community was when I found out I was pregnant with my second daughter in 2019. My first daughter was she was 9 months, 10 months. And when my doctor at the time had advised me to stop nursing. And for a first-time mother, stop nursing before 12 months for my own goals was not an option. I was like, oh my gosh, like how is she gonna get the right, supplementation, the right nutrition? She's sort of on solid foods, but that's not enough to get the protein. So my husband Eric and I, we started looking at formulas to see what type of ingredients, if this was an option that we had to take. But then it was actually Eric's idea again. Hey, wait a second. Shaklee has some meal shakes for kids. Why don't we check that out? Because that is probably going to have a lot better ingredients. And that's where it took off in my mind, and the trust that I had in the products. We found the Shaklee Kids meal shake. She absolutely loved it. Kind of transitioning, I was able to get to 12 months with her, and then she just continued with the Shaklee meal shake and milk with that. I was so relieved because I really felt like I wasn't ready and she wasn't ready. But having that confidence and trust in this is all natural ingredients and she's getting high quality supplementation was a huge relief as a mother. So that really started the whole kickoff for myself and my husband into diving deeper into not only the nutrition, but the sports performance. And as Dawn was saying, cleaning products, what the environment that our kids are in, the basic age is just such, I use it on everything. So we can talk a lot about all those wonderful products, but we really appreciate, especially that moment. It was like, okay, this was something that we're going to dive in deeper to. And in doing so, it was a no-brainer from then on where we were going to get our vitamins and our other, and I will say I do use the skincare, Dawn. I do. But your skin looks wonderful.
Oh, I used to do it too. I mean, when I was younger.
Oh, I see. I see. Got
Now, as I'm mature, not afraid of a male using, that. Got
Gotcha.
Well, and Amanda, just to make sure we know a little bit about Eric also, you want to just add a little bit of, we get to brag about Amanda's husband also.
I would love to. So I love bragging about him. I'm very proud. I call him the smartest man I know. He has 4 different degrees, an undergrad in kinesiology, a graduate in, I believe it's human movement. And then he has an MBA and then a PhD ultimately in exercise movement and anatomy or physiology. So he is also a sports performance consultant. I mean, he's such an innovative thinker. And like I said, whenever I have a question, especially, the Shaklee products, he dives into the research. Both of us are very, I'm going to say, bookworms, scientific, to the point where we love that there's research behind the products and not just the ingredients, right? And so many of the other companies I've noticed that they do findings or studies on the ingredients in the products and not the products themselves, which I think is really important.
And he is currently a college professor.
Yes, sorry,
taking
that's
all
what
of that, all of that expertise.
That's why you're here, Carolyn.
All right. So this is just our opportunity to really tell the story of, you want to explain Heart for Gold? I think that's such a wonderful name for everybody.
So, and finally, Carolyn is a wonderful, the most business savvy person I know. And in doing so, she really made me see that helping others with these products and introducing others of these products can also help our family, not only on the product side, but on the financial side. So I started Heart for Gold a year ago, I believe. And the idea is that whatever your goal is, your gold is your goal. And as long as you have the heart and desire to want to work for that gold, then every day is worth it. Every grind is worth it. And the hills and the valleys is worth it. And for my own kind of mission statement behind it is like supporting you and trying to help you reach whatever your goal is in that realm is an honor and a reward for us.
So that's beautiful, Amanda. So this is really an opportunity for us to introduce Heart for Gold and Joanne and Dawn and Terrace with this new collaboration, all designed to support Joanne, what she has started, the mission that she has. And so all of the people who are affiliated with the organization are now part of the team, and Amanda and Eric and all of us are here to support them. So we just wanted to do this introduction so that people know who Heart for Gold really is. So as we close, Dawn, is there anything you want to add?
Not really, other than I wish, well, I was already mentioned, of course, my mother, but my sister, I wish she was here as well. Obviously, as you mentioned, she wasn't able to make it. But she's a big part of this as well, as she has obviously a long-term user, and she wishes that she could have been here for this presentation as well. So, but other than that, I really am really happy about the arrangement that you set up, Carolyn, with Amanda and Heart for Gold, and it really, I think it just it just works well. You got I say the old and the new. I'm the old, or I won't say my mother and me, from the original business model, right, up to Amanda and what she can do in her team, and I think but together that we can make this a really really good venture for both sides of the house, so to speak. And I'm really excited about the relationship and the future.
Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you for setting this up, and thanks, Amanda, for being part of it.
Oh man, thank you. I feel so humbled and honored to be just a partner with you and Terrace. And I continue to work with that Heart for Gold and your mindset and for Joanne. I just can't tell you enough. I feel like I know her. I feel like you and Terrace just have such a wonderful connection to your mother and are continuing that connection. And I hope that I bring honor to that, and to continue that is just Eric, he couldn't be here tonight, but he's also humbled and just very excited to continue this partnership. And just so you know, communication and we continue, we dive in. If there's any time that you're like, Amanda, you can stop texting me, you just let me know.
No, I definitely appreciate that, and making sure we're all on the same page, and especially with my mom not being active, right, in the business part, that you can keep us straight and point in the right direction. The same to Carolyn, obviously, and keeping us in in the right direction. Really appreciate that, and thank you for getting us together again, Carolyn. Really appreciate
Yes.
it.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Well, it's everybody's honor, and this is all for Joanne and also for the generations that follow, because we know how important that is. We represent so many generations just in these stories, and we've got lots of work to do as we continue. So welcome to everyone. Thanks you guys for doing a great introduction. And we look forward. Amanda's available, Dawn's available, Terrace is available, I'm available. And we're looking at taking on even more things that we can do to continue to develop what Joanne has started for us. So thanks, everybody, and look forward to being in touch.
All right. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Carolyn.
Thank you.